Hello, people. What's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's called To The End TV. It is a lovely afternoon here in the state of Georgia. A county is called Clayton. The town or city is called Forest Park. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. I love you and thank you, people, for subscribing to my channel. Like we always do, it's called To The End TV. Today, I want to share my experience at my first job here in the state of Georgia. I did a video where I talked about my first interview, and like I said, it was quite a very short and brief interview where those people were not there to do an interview. They were just there to find an employee who could fit in the gap, because they literally have no manpower, so to say. The company that I did the first interview is a spice company. Actually, these guys, they distribute spices throughout the country. They wanted someone who could operate the forklift, that is loading the spice in trucks in readiness for distribution. So I was told that I will receive a call from the HR the following week. So just after doing those interviews, after a day in between, I went to somewhere. I was just within the place where I stay. I work because my interest was just to find anything that I could lay my hand on. So I went to a nearby warehouse where they deal with fresh product. There are a lot of warehouse within the same area. They're handling a lot of product. So I went with my host. We knocked on the door, and then we were advised to see the supervisor. That is now where I was trying to arrange to find another job. So we were lucky, we were referred to the boss in his office. Then we told him what we were looking for. He inquired about myself, if I was legally able to work in the country. We explained, and then he gave me the form to fill, but I couldn't fill the form because we needed to go read it at home. Well, that's how we got the form and went back. But he told me, please, we are looking for employment. We are looking for workers. So should you decide to apply, we'll need the things like the social security number and maybe the visa and any other document that can allow us to employ you, that won't have any problem with the government. By then, I had not yet received the social security number. So I went home. We went home, and I got that form. I waited for the social security to come. So a few days, at least 2 days in between, the social came out, and then I filled the form. I took the form that the same guys. While I was waiting where I had done the first interview. When I got there, because I'd even given me the card to say I should call him once I have all the paperwork. So I went there. I saw him. Then he told me, we need you to get you the ID for state of Georgia. Yeah. So what I did, he told me, once you get the ID, that is the state ID, then you should come here. You should come with a social security number. And I rushed to the department that is responsible for giving the ID for within the state of Georgia. They've got a lot of offices where they are doing it throughout the country. So I went to the nearest department that issued it. Those guys, they are the one that are issuing the driver's license. They are also issuing the ID and any other things that are related to giving ID to people, those who would want to work in the state of Georgia. So I rushed there. I I did what you do. Well, no, most of the things here in the country, in the USA, they are computerized. So what you do, you go on the system, you apply for what you want. So I was given a form where I was supposed to fill and be specific on what kind of identification I needed. I told them I want the state ID. So They captured me. I was in the, they put all the details into their system. That allows me to work in the country. They did everything, and then they captured. They gave me a photo, a copy to say the actual ID will come within 30 days. But they gave me something I could use of temporarily using. So I got that form, and then the following day I was told to go for the same place where I applied to take it to the HR. Once I got there, I was advised to see the HR, and then the HR, we had a nice talk, cordial relations where we could talk and ask me a lot of questions while I was working on my documentation. So after filling the documentation, those guys are very serious. The company that I work for is called Collins Brothers. These guys, they deal in fresh product. They distribute all the fresh products that are found in shops like Kroger's, in Sam's, these bigger shops that you hear of. These guys, they distribute those fresh products. So after signing the contract and everything, I was assigned to come for the night shift the same day. So I was given the detail for the supervisor that once I came, I would be able to see the supervisor. But they also inducted me on how to log into the system using my thumb. So he took me to the same warehouse where I'll be operating from. They entered my details. I was given a my number there, the one that I use once I come in. I come for work, because normally I start work at 24 hours. So I have to log in my details with my thumb. Then the system will indicate that I've come for work and I've started working. So whenever I go for lunch, I have to use the same thumb to say I'm logged off. I'm given like 30 minutes to go for lunch. That is in the night. Probably normally it happens like 05. I have to go off for 30 minutes. So I have to log off in the system. And when I come back, I log in. These guys, they've systemized everything that you are given the actual hours you are working for. So my first experience, I came the same day at 24 hours. My first experience was so tough. I wouldn't lie to you, but you've got what you've got to do to survive. Because that was my first time to enter into this big cold storage. And when I entered, I was given a guy I was going to work with, and we normally use forklift. Those are small forklift, not those bigger ones, those smaller ones that uses electricity. They are charged. So you drive alone, then you go. There's a pallet where you pick those things they'll give you a sheet of the list of the product that has to be loaded into the trucks. So now you go in different storages where each product is put into their own category, where you go and pick and then you put on the pallet. So now I didn't know what I was going to be exposed, because naturally the state where I am, it's very hot. So I had just carried a smaller jazz to want maybe I can get protected at night. I received the shock of my life when we started now going to pick those products into the cold storage. I felt like I was gonna die because it was very, very cold. So luckily, the guy that I work with, the one who was assigned to help me to understand the whole entire system, is from Puerto Rico. So what we used to do, we could go into the cold storage, we pick those that we don't find. We could go, at least we get the heating from the other side where it's a bit hot. After some time again, we go into the system. So right now, my experience was that most people who work at night or in these warehouses are not pure Americans, because the pure Americans don't want to work. I work with people from Puerto Rico, people from Venezuela, people from Mexico, and I can tell you it's very difficult to communicate, because these guys, they don't speak English. They only speak Spanish and their language. So now, if I have to communicate with those guys, we need to use Google to translate what I say in English to put them into their language. That's how we're able to communicate. So if I'm communicating with somebody, he has to put a voice note where it will translate that voice note into their language, and then that's when we can communicate. But uh, sometimes we normally use signs so that you are able to understand and work. So far, I can say that I'm enjoying my work, and even the guy that I'm working with, these color skin guys, they've understood me, and I've understood them. We are working like we've known each other for a longer time. I'm teaching them on how to count, like in English, counting one, two, three. They count in their own languages, so you find that it's very difficult for them to count in the language that we understand in English. So my second day was a bit okay because I had carried something to cover me when I'm going in those warehouses. Because I yesterday I was cold. I thought I was going to get pneumonia, but so far I'm enjoying my work, and I love it. And even the salary, the day rate, it's fine because I'm learning to know. I'm getting to know the job, and I'm getting to enjoy little by little. So that's what it is. Otherwise, I am the only African person working into those warehouses. There are black guys that are from Haiti. A lot of them, they are from Haiti, and they speak Spanish and their language Haitian. But they're able to communicate with these guys from Puerto Rico because uh, Spanish is the common language these guys are using. So they're able to communicate in Spanish to coordinate on working. I want to tell you that those who win DV Rotary from Africa who come to work, guys, these guys work hard. These guys who came from other countries, South America and anywhere else, they work very hard because these guys, when I knock off, I work for 10 hours. When I knock off, I'll still leave them. They continue working. So I want you to know, say these guys work hard and they are there for the money. And if you are there for the money, the job available. Because if you want, you can be doing 8 hours shift here. You work for 8 hours, then you go into the next warehouse. You do another shift. So if you are here for the money, you make the money that you want. So right now, I'm moving, trying to look for another job that once I knock off from that side, I go and work somewhere else. Maybe I do another 8 hours so that I'll just come and rest a bit for that 8 hours. Then I go back for work. So I can assure you, my African people, I'm a very happy person, and I would want you when you come here, you get to be very happy because this is the life we needed. This is the life we want to live as people who are coming from third world country where jobs are scarcely found. But here there are enough jobs. You just get tired. If you want, you can even be doing any type of shift you want because they are looking for people. America is the biggest economy, and it is running 24/7. So they need a lot of people. Be it truck driving, be it driving these smaller trucks to distribute product within the state of Georgia. Be it any company that they are looking for hiring, jobs are all over. The postal services drivers, they're looking for people, and even at the office where they do driver's license, they're also looking for they're advertising looking for people to drive. Otherwise, that is what I can tell you, my people. You are welcome to state of Georgia. Once you win, just get on the ground, you do what you have to do. You push for the social security number. Those guys, they would want to employ someone who's got a legal document because if they don't employ someone with those legal documents, the government will be on them. They might even be fined. So they always want to make sure that they get someone who's legal here and someone who should be able to, they should be paying for tax, they should be paying for all the necessary things that a person should get as an American. So I appreciate you, my people, for watching my video. Please share my video and encourage other people to apply. Otherwise, this place is beautiful and this place is lovely because you enjoy your stay here. You make your own money. You can even make any amount of money that you want to make and send back home. Develop yourself. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like my video and don't forget to share. I love you. The channel is called To The End TV. Bye bye. Take care.